Hey everybody, I want to talk about the Rose and Jack theory when it comes to the Titanic. And if you've seen the movie and you know when the Titanic sunk, and I'm not trying to do any spoilers here. If you haven't seen it, I'm sorry about that. I love it. Here you go. So when the Titanic sank and Jack and Rose were in the water and she had the life vest on and they got to a door and Jack pushed her up on a door and Jack stayed in the water because he tried to get up and it almost flipped and this and that. So Rose got on the door, and Jack ended up perishing in the sea. And so, despite her loss in the movie, Rose went on to live a full life. And you see pictures of her where she's riding the horse and she flies a plane and she does all those things that they had talked about. And people say to me, how did you survive parental estrangement? And I didn't become Jack. I was Rose. I got on the effing door because I knew I had to keep going. I had to let my children go the same way Rose let go of Jack, and I had to keep going. I had to wait for the lifeboat to come and get me, and my lifeboat was God, my friends, certain people in my family. Just there's a lot of people at hand in my survival. And I was talking with a friend today, and I had seen this video on Facebook about this mom who's been estranged from her I don't know if it's one or all of her children, and she said she's devastated and she doesn't know if she's going to go on. And that's the normal feeling everyone has when their children walk away or you lose a child in some certain way. And I said to my friend, I had to get on that door. I had to keep going. And I said, I can't even believe I was a mom at one point because I am so disconnected from it that it's almost as if it was an absolute other life. And I hate to say this because if you had talked to me when my children were young, not in a million years, if you could have bet me $100 million and you would have said, oh, when your children are older, they're going to disconnect. And I said, no, I'll bet you $100 million because I'll be $100 million richer. When in fact, I would have lost that bet. Even people that were in our lives that were around my children and I, even people that I see today that were connected to us back then, even my daughter's friends say, I can't believe this happened. Why did it happen? I said, you got to reach out to them. They're on Facebook or whatever, wherever social media platform they're on. I don't know. I talk to them. Never in a million years could I have imagined that I have been through half the stuff I've been through in my life. But I had to decide, just like Rose, that I had to live. Why? Because I still have living to do. Does it seem like it's another life? Absolutely. The first 20 years was with my family origin. Second 20 years was with my children. And I'm in the third 20 years right now. I have a completely different life than I could have ever imagined. Just like when Rose, towards the end, when she passed away, and looked through all the pictures of everything that she decided to do. She got married, she had children, went on to have grandchildren, flew in a plane, rode on a horse, all those things her and Jack had talked about. I also have pictures throughout now it's 15 years because I'm 55. But you can be like Rose and get on the door and survive and go on to live and thrive and create a new life for yourself. Or just like Jack, you sink. Who knows what would have happened had Jack gotten on the door? We don't know. But Rose would not have had the life she had she refused to let him go. So sometimes you just have to let them go so you can live. So I hope this helps. I'm not trying to be gloom and doom. I'm really trying to help you guys, because when you hold on to someone that does not want to be held on to, you lose your life in many different ways. So anyways, that's all I've got, and I'll be back.